I am just like terrified of this procedure and this process. But I'm going to FaceTime with Jason, and I know with his guidance and support, I mean, this thing belonged to him for years, so I know he can talk me through it. And I'm going to get it done.
What you need today, buddy?
I'm trying to figure out all of these levers and stuff to empty this black water out of my septic from the RV.
All right, so now listen, it's been a minute since I've done this now, so I hope I get this right, you know what I mean? And I'm not looking at it, so I'm going off my memory now. So my memory serves me right, Lester. I think you turn the valve off. Turn the valve off, close the valve, and flush the toilet.
All right, buddy, here we go.
I don't think that was right, buddy. I think you were supposed to open it, then flush. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Ugh. Oops.
So we are inside our RV, and you know we had Jamie's family stay here for a week, and then right behind them, Lex and Connor came for 3 days. And so I'm looking at this scale right over here, and that's the black water. That would be all of your toilet water, and it is full to the rim. So today I have to change that out, or empty that out, and I'm not real sure what I'm doing. Okay, so everything's connected here, I believe. All right, so now the valves, buddy. Now the valves. Morning, folks. Lester here. Today we're going to be doing some big pasture changes with all of our babies. I got the big birds out now, the females, and Charlie, who hasn't decided if he's going to be male or female yet. They're coming to the cow pasture. So what we're going to do this morning is take all of our big birds, not all, but our female big birds, along with Charlie. You know, Charlie doesn't really know if he's going to be male or female yet. He's having an identity crisis, trying to decide who he identifies with. And so that's fine. So we're putting all of these guys over into the big pasture. Hey, Wanda. And they're going to hang out over here with Tex and his family, who have not gotten up yet for the day. It's still early. Now, we're going to do something with the horses that a lot of folks are not going to understand. And I'm going to tell you now, you might want to refer to Jamie's channel for a lot better explanation. But friends, for the most part, I just want you to know that our pasture is dry. They're walking around looking for nutrition, and they're finding nothing. Instead, do you mind? Instead, they're pretty much sucking up dust, and that's sad to us. And so what we're going to do is take them and move them into a dry lot where we're going to fulfill their nutritional needs with hay, green hay and dry hay, along with different grains. And that's not a real uncommon practice. There's a lot of folks that do that, especially during harsh conditions when a horse is sick. And so dry lotting a horse is something you can read about. You can wait for Jamie to explain it in her video, but I'll show you a little bit of drone footage of our hill and our pastures. And my friends, there's just no nutrition for them at all. And whereas the cows, I don't really understand this. The cows are not showing signs of malnourishment. The horses are starting to show. And besides that, they're just constantly nibbling right on the ground, and it can't be good for their respiratory systems. And it may not even be a thing. It may not even be a thing as far as the dust, but I feel like they're just breathing in dust all day, every day. And so we don't like that. Anywho, what I've done is I've done some rearranging with all of the babies, goats, birds, and we're going to make some space for some horses. Donkeys, I'm not real sure about. I told Jamie I think we should bring the donkeys with the horses, but I just don't know exactly how Jamie feels about that. So you'll have to, like I said, you'll have to refer to Jamie for an explanation on the who and the why. The how's easy. I'm gonna walk them over. But first things first, I need these birds to come inside this pasture, and those two are gonna be hard-headed. Y'all give me a minute. Herding an ostrich is not hard. They can sometimes do goofy stuff. You just try to take them on the tail end and drive them. They're very cautious about ever walking into a corner. And the problem that I built all of my gates in corners. And so they don't see the open gate, they just see a corner, and that scares them. So you have to be slow and patient, and then they'll finally work their way in. They're fine. There we go. Now, I'm not gonna say it's as easy to move every bird, because obviously our males, Tat and Carl, they're not gonna do anything without putting up a fight. Come on, sweetie, we got one more. That's our beautiful Debbie. Come on, sweet girl. Oh, y'all, she's been through the ringer. She has been through the ringer. She's quite the wreck. Tina, you're a pretty sweet thing. You are. You're a pretty girl. I'm gonna bring you guys some feed out a little bit later, okay? Let me get Tina moved over first. Tina, I just said you're a pretty sweet thing. Don't become one of them mean girls. Sorry, Susan. That was just Tina kind of showing that she's gonna be, there's always a pecking order. Every time you move any animal around and they have to be repastured, there's always going to be not a fight. That wasn't a fight. That was just a show of dominance. Tina saying, I'm older than you. I'm more established than you are. I've been around a lot longer. I'm more experienced. I may not be a bigger bird because Tina's not a big bird. I may not be the healthiest of all birds because Tina's not a healthy bird as far as her leg injury. But Tina says, you know what? I'm not going to be pushed around, so don't even think about it, sister. And that's what just happened there. All right, the birds are far enough away from me. I'm going to open my gate back up and try to get behind Debbie and walk her down. Now, Tina, for as dumb as she may look, she sees that gate is open. She may come right back out. Hey, sweetie, we got to walk down to the pasture, okay? You can't be out. Come on. So I'll just take your little hiney here and kind of push them around. Stella, you're like right in my way. Stella's like right in my way. Stella's like, hey, nice wings. That's a pretty dress you're wearing. And Millie's like, I wish I had a pretty party dress like you got. No, you don't, because look what party dresses get you. Look what pretty dresses get you, ladies. A raw hiney. That kind of sounded horrible. That's not what I meant. I'm just going to hush up on that topic right now. There's not a whole lot to clean up in this particular pasture. We've had our goats here for a little bit, and they've eaten everything down. There's a few remnants of some green hay that we've thrown out. Little pieces of string here and there that I can pick up no problem. You know, we did have our stumps grinded. Ground or grinded? Our stumps ground. We had our stumps ground. I will dig all this up. Let's see. Oh, that came out really easy. This is old pieces of string from hay. All right, so the pasture's pretty good. This is our largest of our 3 ostrich pastures. And so we're gonna choose this one over here because it has the largest of our loafing sheds, the Wacky Pack Shack. And guys, don't forget this is just temporary. Let me walk out behind here and show you something. Now, what you see there in the distance, this is all of the acres that we had cleared recently. Oh, this is the spot where we did the Dixie cremation. That's where I found the bayonet. This is the old road, the old trail that walked around and down and back over to Smithfield. This is a neat pasture here. There's nothing to graze on, guys. If you're looking around saying, well, there ain't nothing to graze on in there. No, there's nothing to graze on anywhere. But that is all going to change. What you see over there is a freshly hydro-seeded pasture. It's about 6 acres and with a creek. The cool thing about our creek is we have 2 springs, natural springs. They're not large pools of water, but there are 2 natural springs that we're going to eventually have dug out to be a little bit deeper and more, beautified. There's another spring right there in front of me. You can see the water on the ground. It hasn't rained here, guys, not a significant rain in a month. And so that water is not from a rain. That is from Mother Nature providing us a little water source. Anywho, all of that hill in about a month or so, we're hoping, will just begin to sprout out into just beautiful, lush, green grass, the kind of grass that horses need. We spent a little bit extra to have a unique type of grass, a type of grass that has been scientifically formulated, I think is the word, for our types of conditions and climate. So we're very hopeful that we get all that grass coming up pretty soon. And once that is done and established, we will find a way to get our horses into there. And we'll be a whole lot better for it, y'all. The horses will be a lot better for it. So we're excited about that. There's still plenty of shade over here as well. So for now, this will be our horse pasture, our small dry lot. I'm gonna set their hay down right here on this patch of level ground that's also in full-time shade. All right, we got the horses and donkeys all brought over to what we're calling the dry lot. And we bought a larger water trough at Tractor Supply that I'll move over in a little bit and fill it up, because they'll go through that in just a matter of minutes when they're thirsty. This is a nice shady pasture. There's not a whole lot of places they can go to get themselves sunburn, which is great. Goats and the male birds are over on this side. They have these 2 pastures to freely roam back and forth. The goats right now are taking a little walk about, exploring, looking over the fence at Mr. Pete's place. You can see big galoot over there, Brady. But so this is how it's going to be for a little while until we get some good grass on our pasture up front. I'm going to turn the sprinklers on right now, and it's not, I'm not exactly sure if the horses will stay in the sprinkler. I know they like to be watered down, but I don't know about sprinkler water. I'll be curious to see how this goes, if they come to it or if they run away from it. Because spraying them down might be, oh, look at the ears back on Voodoo. I'm trying to read animal behavior more. Now, of course, he can walk away. He can simply walk away, or they can walk towards it. Carl's like, you know what? I need a water down. I'm walking towards it. Bucky's and Voodoo are going to stay. Well, we want to thank you guys for watching and giving us your time. Thank you for supporting us as we go about our days trying to figure out what's best for all the different babies we have here. And that really goes from everything from their diet to their cooling stations to, I mean, you name it, and everything in between, which is not always easy, but we appreciate your love and support. And hey, we will catch you guys on the next video.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.